Hello everyone, welcome back. So in honor of Trump surviving the second assassination attempt on him by the Democrats, I decided to pull out the SKS. Okay, so it's allegedly an SKS was used in the second attempt. So proof here that basically it's not the gun's fault. Okay, can't blame the gun. In fact, one of the things that disappoints me is that every time one of these guns is used in some crime, the guns are confiscated, they're taken out of circulation, they're ultimately destroyed. So that's one of the most disappointing things about when these things happen, is that the guns are hurt. Okay, but anyway, SKS. This is the Yugo version, right? Yugoslav version. Two features that make it stand out. It has a bayonet that is basically part of the gun. Okay, so you can't remove this. It sits there, it folds down. Really cool bayonet. It's got the fuller over here. Okay, it's not like razor sharp or anything. This thing is basically intended for stabbing. So it's got the bayonet, okay, on the Yugo, and it also has the built-in grenade launcher. Okay, so this isn't a muzzle brake, it's not a suppressor. This is a grenade launcher over here. So the way this works, there's a valve, there's a switch here to a valve. You push it in and turn it over, and then this turns it from a semi-automatic to a single shot. And what you do is you load a blank into it. Okay, so you fix the grenade on top here. You put a blank into it, and then you raise. Right, basically, it's got this a sighting system for the grenade launcher, and it's marked. Well, take a closer look at this. This front sight, it's marked 110, 50, 175, 100, 240, 150. Presumably, those are in meters. Now, I'm not sure how you're supposed to use it. Because basically the top would be for distance, but if that's the case, I'm pointing this thing down. So I don't. Somebody had once suggested that you raise the rear sight, but that doesn't make sense because that doesn't stay in position now. So I don't know how you're supposed to aim this. Okay, but anyway, it's there. Okay, let's fold this back down. So it has this flip up sight here for aiming the grenades. And the other cool thing that was very innovative for a gun that was built in I don't know if it was designed in the late 1940s. This Yugo version, I don't know exactly when it was built, but they do have flip up night sights on this. Okay, so if you look over here, they got the standard sights, and then they have a flip up sight here, and then they got also a flip up sight on the rear. On the back over here. So both rear and front have, well, I don't know if the night sights, they just might be colored. I doubt that they glow in the dark, right? But I think it's very innovative that for when this was built, they thought to put like different colored, to put colored sights on this, okay? So yeah, it's an internal 10-round magazine. That they do make aftermarket 30-round mags. However, to install the 30-round mag, you essentially have to take the trigger group out. Okay, and in order to do that, I haven't done this in like more than 10 years, but you have to. The safety lever is over here. It's on the trigger, so you have to push. You have to put the safety up. That I remember that part. I don't remember the rest of the details. I think that allows you open this up, and I think the trigger slides forward, and that allows you to put the 30-round magazine in. So you can't hot swap the magazines, okay? So even though I have the 30-round magazine, I basically keep it with the original 10-round box magazine that this has. I haven't shot it in like 10 years, so I decided to take it out and shoot it today. So I shot it first at 50 yards. Because now remember, I'm using iron sights now. Okay, iron sights. Let us tape measure. So at 50 yards, I took 5 shots, cold gun. So at 50 yards, I got a 2-inch group. Those are the ones in red. Okay, ammunition. Using this steel case Red Army. Okay, so this Red Army steel case. There. Get you out of there. Okay, so the Red Army steel case. So 2 inches at 50 yards, which means that at 100 yards it would open up to 4 inches if my eyes are good enough, right? Because remember now with iron sights, see, I like shooting 50 yards with iron sights when I do shoot iron sights, because at 50 yards I can actually see the bullseye. At 100 yards I can't see this little bullseye, so I end up using the entire paper as a bullseye. So I got 2 inches at 50 yards, and then I said that was holding right underneath the bullseye. I said, let's take this out to 100 yards and see how I do. So at 100 yards, can't see the bullseye. What I did is I cut the paper in half, and then I don't remember how I had sighted this in. I suspect it probably has like a 25 or 30 yard zero. So I cut the paper in half, and then the impacts were 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. All right, the 5th one I guess went high. I said, okay, I'm going to shoot this again, and this time I was holding at the bottom of the paper. Okay. Now the first time I shot this, the bullets seemed to be pushing to the right. I said, you know what? It might just be the way I'm holding my sights on underneath the bullseye, because when you're shooting iron sights, you gotta have like equal light on both sides of the front sight. I said, let's just shoot this again. Try it, you know, and this time, you know, I happen to shoot left. So again, I'm shooting iron sights at 100 yards, where I even using the whole paper as a bullseye, it's still a little bit blurry to me. So at 100 yards, I get 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See what kind of group this is. 5 inches. If I take the best 4 out of 5, which I often do, 4 inches. Okay, so 4 inches at 100 yards. Again, the main, I'm sure that I can do a lot better if I had better eyes, because even with my prescription glasses, at 100 yards, I mean, I can't, you know, I mean, I can't see fine details. That's why I like using optics, but still, I mean, I think that's pretty decent accuracy for iron sights. So let's load this bad boy up and shoot it for you guys. So to load this, you lock that, or you just pull it back, it locks open. And what you do is, now if you look over here, there's a spot here where you would use a stripper clip, right? You would actually put the stripper clip in, and you could push them all in at once. Oh, now also worth noting, the gas. This is not the original gas tube that came on it. The original one, I think it sprung like a leak. It was not that it matters, because the gas tube kind of functions more as a guide, but it was making a funny sound when I was shooting it. So that's why I replaced it. I still have the original one. I'll, you know, at some point I'll fix it. I'll either solder it or weld it to close up the hole that opened up. But anyway, let's load this. To load this, it's top loaded. Push, oops. Okay. Try not to do that. Get your fingers caught. Get back. Let's get you back out and start all over again. All right, I haven't done this in a while. Well, we got one in the chamber right now, but if I try to feed around, it's going to cause a jam. So I think we need to get that round out of there. All right, let's do it. Let's load this and let's pick it out. Okay, we got that round out. Let's try this again. Okay, pushing straight down. 1, 2. Yeah, I have used the stripper clips, and I know I got them somewhere, but right now we'll just do it by thumb. So this Red Army ammunition is decently accurate. So, you know, based on what I was able to shoot over there with just iron sights. Now I did have, this is like I said earlier, this is the Yugoslav version. It was made in Yugoslavia. I did also have the Chinese version. The Chinese version, instead of having a flat blade, it does have the folding bayonet. All right, but it's more of a spike. Okay, it's got like, I think it's like 3 prongs all the way down. So that's a spike. I think the front one, it looks like a flathead screwdriver. So it doesn't have a point. The front is like a flathead. Yeah, I think it's a flathead if I remember. And then the sides appear to be like, I think they're like you see, fluted, or it's like 3 prong. I'm just going on memory. I believe it was a flathead rather than the point up front. And I think it was like either 3 or 4 flutes on the side. Okay, so whatever. Let's close you up. Okay, let's put the safety. Actually, the safety is already on over there. So yeah, this has that trigger safety that flips up and down. Get my ears on. Oh, also worth noting, it does have the trap door here in the back. You push it in, and that basically gives you this cleaning kit, which I just accidentally opened up. Since I opened it up, let's take a look and see what is in there. Yeah, so I'm not going to take it out, but yeah, you've got the cleaning kit with the brush. So I believe the way when you bought this, they gave you, I mean, it came with the cleaning kit in the trap door, came with the sling, which I've installed, and I think it came with like this little oil canister, like an oil container. Push you in. And the AKs, when I used to buy them, they would come. Like when I bought the 2 Romanians, the AKs would have a bayonet too, but it wasn't. It was a detachable bayonet on the AKs, so I still got those. So let's load this up. Well, it's actually loaded. Let's get our earmuffs on. All right. I'll take the safety off. Oh, I forgot to set the gas. Again, single shot, because I have it set to grenade launcher mode. So let's flip this over to the side. We got to eject the empty case. And it locks open on the last rounds. Now, as far as shooting this, very, I mean, compared to an AK, very light, smooth recoil. The recoil is closer to an AR-15 than an AK-47, and the reason for that is just because it's a heavier gun. So the mass of the gun picks up more of that recoil, so much more pleasant to shoot. At one point, I had changed out the dust cover. I had put on a dust cover that would have a Picatinny rail, and I had red dots on this and stuff like that. But I've got so many other guns like red ARs with red dots, so I decided to just go back to traditional on this, right? Since I hardly shoot it anyway, so there's no point in having, putting a red dot on here. But it's nice to pull this out and shoot it every once in a while, or once every 10 years, or whatever, or every time it makes the news. It's cool to do that. There it is. Okay, so SKS. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop some comments below. I'll talk to you all soon.